Let's make it run. There are several things that I wish I knew before getting this water filter. So I'm making this video for you to have all the information, everything you need to know before you spend your money on this, just to make sure this is going to be a good fit for you. But first I have to say that this has been a great water filter. So far I'm very happy with this. But now let me tell you about the things that I think you have to know. And the first one I think is the size. You have to make sure to see the size. When I checked online, it says that it was around 16 inches, which is accurate. But little I knew that I have to have access to this part. So if you are getting this and you're planning to put this in a countertop, make sure that you will have easy access to the water tank right here. So for me, it's not a problem because I can easily move this, take the tank out. Because I live alone, it's not like I have to do that every single time I drink water. So every 4 days doing that is not a big deal for me. But if you had a big family, then make sure that you will have an easier access to the water here. Taking this out is very simple. The only thing that we need to do is to open this and then you pull this out. This is around 1.6 gallons of water, which is around 25 cups. That means if I'm home and I'm drinking 8 cups of water every day, then this should last me 3 days. I'm just telling you that so you made your calculations to make sure if this is good or too little for you. I think this is perfect for someone who lives alone or maybe 2-3 people. For a big family, if they are home and drinking water every single time, then you might have to add water to this more often. But this is a great solution if you live in a rental like me and you don't want to be installing anything weird under your sink, then this thing right here, it's perfect. Another thing that I like is that it comes with a mineral filter here on the jar. And that is great because these filters, they remove pollutants from the water, but they also remove some minerals that are actually good for us. So when the water gets filtered through here, this mineral filter is going to add some of those good minerals that we need. So I haven't seen that in other water filters. I think this is actually great. By the way, these filters can last around 660 gallons, which is a lot of water. But to put it in context, if one person drinks 8 cups of water every day, that is around 180 gallons at the end of the year. So this should last around 3.5 years, which is just crazy. So if there are 2 people in your house drinking 8 cups of water every single day, this should last around 2 to 1.5 years. If there's 3 people, it should last around 1 year. So that is going to make you save tons of money if you are one of those people that is buying water from the supermarket. And it's also saving you for a lot of waste with all those plastic bottles. And that makes this a very good machine, especially for the price. I have seen others that are more pricey and they probably don't have the same features. Now, this one also have a very nice and huge screen here. It tells you the life of each filter and you can actually select how much water you want, the quantity. You can do a full pot, half pot, or just let it run. And it takes a little time, but I think this happens with all of them. Let me just show you. So if you need water right away, it might take a little time. But if you, like me, had one of this is a burrito filter, then it's actually the same. Then actually this one, it will take me more time because I will have to be filling this with water, waiting until it filters, and then add more water. So to fill this jar, it would take me way more time than this one. By the way, this is made of glass. And something very important that I like about this is that this is actually a real brand. If you look online, they have built other products and they have tons of sales and tons of good reviews. And that's very important because if something happened to this, if you need to replace something, if you need to replace the filters, you are going to find them. Because sometimes there are other brands that we see there and they are very cheap. We buy them and as soon as something breaks or we need to replace something, then we might not find it anymore. And finally, when you first get this, the only thing that you have to do is to fill it with water. It's very easy to install and then you have to let that water run by a couple of times. But it's very clear explained on the instructions, so you will have no problem with that. After you let it run a couple of times, following the instructions, then your water will be good to go and you can start using this on regular basis. So to wrap it up, for me, this is a great product because it's a huge upgrade for what I had before. It's making me save some time. It's gonna make me save money in the long run. Like I said, this is also a great brand and a great machine overall. So for me, this definitely deserves 5 stars.